Hey everybody, Eric here, your friendly neighborhood creator. I wanted to come on here because I just watched, today is the day that I'm recording this. It's November 26th, Wednesday. And the day that this will come out will be Wednesday, December 3rd. And the reason that I'm sitting here is I was just on a walk. I didn't change. I put on this hat because my hair is crazy. I'm growing it out. And I just wanted to share a further thought to the Create Something video I made last week, which happened to be after a workout. I remember it clearly because I was just kind of done with trying to perform. And that's how I want to show up. I don't want to perform for you. I want to come on here and be real and authentic and just share where I'm coming from. Maybe that's going to be the way the videos on Wednesdays are. It's just videos that are off the cuff and sharing some wisdom along the way in the journey of being a creator. And today's wisdom, quote unquote wisdom, from me is something I was made aware of as I listened to the Create Something video. You may or may not have caught this, but during the conversation I had with you, I pointed out that in 2022, I went through a process of trimming and pruning a whole bunch of unproductive stuff out of my life that I had no energy or life for. It wasn't life-giving. I didn't feel like it was something that, it was more of an obligation that I was doing these things. And it was just sort of a continuation of things that I was doing that I just needed to stop doing because they were really not productive or giving me any life. Well, the big mistake I think that I made, and I'm not a therapist at all, but the big mistake I made was not filling it with something else. So see, I thought that by pruning all the unproductive stuff out of my life, that would give me more focus, that I would naturally just gravitate towards the things that were productive, the things that were life-giving, and I would do more of those things. Well, that didn't happen. The reality was I just replaced those things with different unproductive things, things that were consuming, that were more consumption, more me receiving something from. It was a dopamine hit. It was basically just stuff that I was receiving rather than giving. And I just can't help but be aware that being a creator, whether it be a creator of music or podcasts or communities or online marketing, social media content, whatever it is that you're creating, you want to make sure that you're spending a great deal of your time creating and putting things out into the world. So being productive. There is a place for consumption. There is a place for being exposed to things that inspire you, like this video is, I hope. The purpose of this channel is to inspire you as well as educate and entertain you. But I want to educate you in an entertaining way and an inspirational way, and in a real, authentic way, so that you could see yourself in me. So there's a great part of the book called Reframe Your Brain by Scott Adams, which I highly recommend. And again, I'm not a therapist, and either is he, but he talks about the concept of, if you want to stop a bad habit, you need to fill up your life with more of the good things that you want to do. So much so that you're too busy to do the bad habits. And that's basically the point that I'm trying to make here and remind you of, is if you are a creator, if you've gone through the process of cutting your expenses, you need to now increase your income. You need to increase your activity. You need to increase your activity of creating and not consuming. Do not fill up your time with stuff that's going to take from you. Consumption takes from you. Creating gives into the world, and that is stuff that comes back to you. I'm a firm believer. I don't want to get all mystical on you. That's not my point. But I do believe that God has a way of giving and receiving, sowing and reaping. Whatever you want to call it, I call it sowing and reaping, giving and taking, giving and receiving. There is a place for both. We need to receive good. We need to consume good. Whether that be, the scripture talks about it quite clearly. Look on things and think on things that are good and righteous, and think on those things, consume those things, receive those things. But also, we're to work, we're to put out, we're to create, we're to make something. We're created to make something. We are His good workmanship. And that's what I want to encourage you in. As you're creating, make sure that you are not just cutting the bad out of your habit, the bad habits out of your life, but that you're replacing that time that you were spending consuming with time that you are creating. And you know what? It's easier to consume. That's the big lie, is when we're not feeling it, when we're feeling down, or we're struggling with something, it's easier to run back to consumption because it doesn't require any work. But let it be known, and let me remind you, that the good, the really good, comes out of the pain that it takes to create something. Dive into the struggle, because I'm telling you, the dopamine hit that you get from creating something that is truly good, that is worthwhile, the pain that you feel is worth it. It is so much more long lasting. So catch a little bit of that goodness. You know what I'm talking about. You know how good it feels to do good work, to create good things. You know how good that feels. Chase that. Chase that. Chase the creating and not the consuming. Hopefully that is some inspiration for you today. And I will look forward to seeing how this impacted you in the comments. Please comment, subscribe to the channel. There's more good coming. And I hope to be a resource for you.